It is preventable. None of us can stop the heat, but together we can save lives. With incredible partners like you, Phoenix Rescue Mission is able to provide life-saving water and critical care to our neighbors in need. Join us this summer and make a difference. Learn more at phoenixrescuemission.org/code red.
Hi, I'm Brian, your friend and jeweler here at Shane Company. Come on in, feel at home, and let's find your dream engagement ring. I'm proud to work for a company that puts customers first and lets them shop the way they want to. See, we believe shopping for an engagement ring should be fun, without any of the pressure. We don't work on commission, so finding your dream ring is truly on your terms. We'll be right by your side as your friend and jeweler to help you find a ring more beautiful than you imagined and stick to your budget too. We have all of the styles and all of the smiles. You can even watch our in-house jewelers working their magic inside your neighborhood store. It's that kind of care and craftsmanship that makes Shane Company's free lifetime warranty the best in the business, saving you thousands over time and giving you peace of mind. No appointment necessary, or check us out at shaneco.com. Because a friend knows when you're ready, you're ready. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Hi, Luis Gonzalez here. Want to bet? Feel the thrill of Casino Arizona with 1,400 of the hottest slots and nonstop table game action. We make winners, no experience necessary. Join us for the best bingo in the valley with daily sessions. Indulge in all-you-can-eat Eagles Buffet or enjoy fine dining experience at the award-winning Choya Steakhouse. Enjoy top-notch local entertainment, tribute bands, and viewing parties at CAZ Sports Bar, just off the 101 in McKellips. Casino Arizona, uniquely Arizona.
The Mazda More to Move You sales event is going on now at Mark Mazda in Scottsdale. Right now, receive 1.9% financing for up to 60 months on the brand new 2025 Mazda CX-50 or CX-50 Hybrid.
Or receive $10,000 off the top of MSRP when you lease a brand new 2025 Mazda CX-70 or CX-90 plug-in hybrid. Think of how low your payment will be with those savings. Go to markmazdascottsdale.com.
The name to remember, Mark Mazda, Mark Mazda, on approved credit plus $998 fee.
Jack here. My bonus Jack combo starting at $3.99 comes with fries, a drink, and a burger with 1, 2, or 3 patties. It's a meal that'll actually make you happy. Starting at $3.99. Get so much more.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Plus tax, limited time only. Price and participation may vary.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix. It's the lunch break.
Roster cutdown day in the NFL. 1 step forward, 2 steps backwards for a Diamondback starter. All of that, the focus of this, the Tuesday edition of the lunch break right here on KDUS AM 1060. Chris Schubert with you for the next 2 hours on the show. Producer Evan, he's on the other side of the glass, ready to take your phone calls. 480-864-1060 is your way to join us. You can also hop on over to the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream and hang out with us and chat away over there as well. Roster moves across the NFL coming in fast and furious. Feels like a good day to have the NFL news dump. We'll talk about the Cardinals side of things in about 10 minutes from now, but we start with a starter that we gave praise the last time he made an appearance for the Diamondbacks. That praise, you know what? I'm taking it away.
Time for our top story of the day. It's the Daily Special.
Is that all right with you, Producer Evan? Can I take away the praise that we heaped onto Eduardo Rodriguez's last start for the Diamondbacks?
I think we have to.
Last time out, we said all positive things about Erod. That's the starter that the Diamondbacks need going forward. There's 2 years left on this contract. There's no easy way out of it. Feels like the two sides are somewhat stuck together unless the Diamondbacks have an appetite to eat up some money. My guess is they don't have the appetite after doing that with Jordan Montgomery. And so they needed that starter his last time out, giving the Diamondbacks a chance to win. That's it. That's the bar that Eduardo Rodriguez needs to clear when he is out there on the mound. Whatever the opposite of that is, that's what you saw last night from Erod. we may have to give a disclaimer if we read these numbers. They may be too graphic. Do you have the box score from last night's game, producer Evan? Do you have it readily available? I'd like to know
right here.
what the final stat line. Again, this could be graphic. What was the final stat line for Eduardo Rodriguez last night?
2.1.
Ugh.
6 hits.
Ugh.
5 runs.
Disgusting.
All of them earned.
Putrid.
With a walk. But don't worry, he struck out 1.
Oh, that's fantastic.
7 outs recorded.
That's fantastic. I apologize that I needed to bring you those numbers, but that's what the Diamondbacks got last night from their starter. Nothing is the answer. They got nothing from Eduardo Rodriguez. 1 step forward, 2 steps backward. And unfortunately, that start last night is more in line with who he has been as a starter for this organization since signing that 4-year contract extension. The last start was the outlier. And we tried to be very positive coming out of that start, saying, man, if that's the starter that they get, that's fine. The next 2 years, Erod deserves to have a rotation spot if that's the starter they're going to get. This starter can't be in a rotation. This starter can't take the ball every 5th day. This starter can't be relied on. If you're Torey Lovello or a new manager, whoever's in that clubhouse, in the dugout, how do you look your team in the face and say that you're trying to win and say that you're putting the best team on the field if that's the guy taking the ball every 5th day? Just can't do it. You can't live in this world. Now, I don't know what the solution is because, again, 2 more years left on that contract. It's $20+ million. It's not going to have a massive trade market. You're not going to be able to trade the remainder of that deal. You're stuck. You're stuck. So everybody's got to get together. And I don't know if it'll happen through the remainder of this season. But in the offseason, a plan has to be put together here. The two sides have to come up with adjustments that need to be made. Because you can't have this type of outing every 5 days, every 6 days if you use a 6th starter every once in a while. You need better. You demand better. He has shown better, albeit a smaller sample size on that end of the equation. Way more starts looking like the start that you had last night. And it's just, you're not giving them a chance because, let's face it, Evan, Erod dug themselves a massive deficit last night. The Diamondbacks actually clawed back in this game.
We had some great innings from Bryce Jarvis, too.
But it's just a case of too little, too late. You can't dig yourself a 5-0, 6-0, 7-0 hole and expect your offense to always get yourself out of it. I know we've grown accustomed to the answer backs, right? It's kind of a mantra that this organization has taken on over the last couple of years. Even the strongest supporters of the answer backs will tell you it is unfair to ask that every single night. You just need better from your starter.
You spotted him 5.
You're not going to win against any baseball team when you spot the opposition 5. You are certainly not going to win when you spot this team, the Milwaukee Brewers, a 5-run lead.
And I don't know. Like, I would love to go see the Brewers last 2 months. I mean, how many times have they given up 5 runs in an inning to a team? The Diamondbacks did a great job in, what was that, the 6th inning?
6th inning, yep.
They claw back for 5 runs.
And you credit Bryce Jarvis for keeping the lead right where it was so that they could make that comeback.
And it was just too much too early.
Well, the game's over before you even can begin. It's over before it even starts. It's over if that's the starter that you have on the mound. If that's the performance that you're going to get, that guy can't be in the rotation next season. If that's the guy that's going to be there every 5 days. If it's the guy from the last start, he can be in the rotation every 5 days.
I mean, you walk out there, though, and it's hard to say they're going to have they're going to have a chance to win every time he takes the mound. It never feels like that.
It feels right now that you're guessing what Eduardo Rodriguez performance you're going to get. And every metric you want to look at. Jack Summers, who covers the Diamondbacks for SI, put out a tweet comparing Madison Bumgarner and Eduardo Rodriguez through their first 33 starts. We all remember that time, right? We all remember the Mad Bum era here in
really
Arizona.
Bad.
We remember Eduardo Rodriguez's numbers through his first 33 starts are worse than Mad Bum's. Worse across the board. His pitching run value, it's very early for this, but
I'm a huge nerd.
is a -21. That is 6th worst in baseball, meaning Eduardo Rodriguez is good over the course of his season for 21 runs for the other side. You want to be as close to zero. You want to be on the other side. You want to create value from your pitches. Erod is a negative 21. You can't win that way. It's not sustainable that way. That guy can't have a rotation spot. And far too often in these 2 seasons, that's the starter that we've seen. We've seen that, and maybe not always not getting through 3 innings. That part of it is rare. But the 5 runs, the 6 runs, the digging the Diamondbacks a hole before the game could even start, no, that's all too common for Eduardo Rodriguez. And against that team, the team that you're facing in the Brewers, you just can't do that. You're not going to win that way.
It's different if this is 1 to 2 starts. This is a pattern. This is every time he takes the mound, it feels like. And there's a couple sprinkled in there, but guess what?
Do you have his game logs open?
I'll pull them off.
I don't want to do the exercise, but it does feel like we should maybe go back through his last 10 or so starts and play the good start, bad start game. You want to do it?
I'll do it.
Sure. Let's start with last night. Spoiler alert, bad start.
Bad start, but I'll give you the numbers, right? So it's 2.1, 5 earned, 6 hits.
I mean, it's just unbelievable. Bad start.
Versus Cleveland, 6.2, 4 earned on 5 hits.
What did we say about that start? That's a good start.
It's a good start.
We said that is the start that he can have for this team, and he's okay to be in the rotation. So, okay.
Nice. We're going to spot him here at Colorado and then versus Colorado. Real nice to him. 6 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned run.
That's a good start.
5 1/3, 5 earned on 6 hits. That's at home.
That does not go into the good start bucket. Okay,
No.
last 4 starts, we're even, 2 and 2. So
2 and 2.
basically a coin toss as to what version of Eduardo Rodriguez you're going to get.
Then you have at the A's, 5 innings, 2 earned on 6 hits.
You know what? We're going to grade on a curve here. That's a good start.
That's a good start. That's a tough stadium to pitch in.
Also, it doesn't, again, I think we said this when we had the conversation last time around for Erod. You got to shift your expectations. If he can be a 4 earned run guy, 4.2 earned run guy, right around league average, that's fine. 5 innings, 2 runs allowed, that is going to be middle of the road average pitcher. That is a good start for the sake of this conversation.
So where did we left off? That was in Detroit?
That was in Oakland or Oakland? Sacramento, Vegas,
that
wherever
was in
they
Vegas, yep. So, okay, at Detroit, 6 innings, 5 earned on 8 hits. Versus Houston, his best start of the year, 6 1/3, 6 hits, none earned, no runs at all. At San Diego, 4 innings, 4 runs on 8 hits. Versus Kansas City at home, he gives you 4 1/3, 8 earned on 12 hits.
Yeah, I think most of those were bad. I think there was one good one in that stretch that you just read, and it basically is going to get to a place of there's more bad starts than good, but it's close to 50-50, and you're just rolling the dice every time he goes out there.
And the good starts aren't great, right? Like the good starts they give you a chance to win, but they're not, wow. Eduardo Rodriguez gave us everything he had.
Listen, these are not Paul Skeens appearances.
No.
This is not Tariq Skubal on the mound.
No, but I'm not asking him to be that.
Right, that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking for the start that he had against Cleveland. Can I get that? Can I get the start that he had against Oakland? Can you give me that start?
But Chris, it's like 6 2/3 and 4 earned. He doesn't get a quality start.
I know.
And
I'm
know
okay with that. I'm okay with that. I don't need a quality start. I need a pitcher that isn't going to bury me before the 3rd inning.
It's an over 5 ERA.
Again, I'm grading on a curve here. I'm not looking for Tariq Skubal. I'm not looking for Paul Skeens. I'm not looking for Corbin
I know,
Burns.
but that's what we're considering his good starts.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But that is somebody you cannot run out there. In good faith, if you believe in this roster, if you believe in this team, you cannot, as a manager, run Eduardo Rodriguez out there anymore.
I can.
Not in the starting rotation.
If he's going to give me that start in Cleveland or against Cleveland, if he's going to give me that start against Oakland, I can put that pitcher in my rotation and I can say, okay, on these days I know I'm going to have to manage a little more aggressively. I know I'm going to need my offense to step up. The problem with that is you can't have 3 guys in your rotation where you have to manage that way. 3 days out of the week where you need your offense to carry in a big way and know that you're going to need to score probably 6, 7, 8 runs in order to win. Can I deal with that with one of my starters? Yes. If the worst starter in my rotation is going to have a 5 ERA, I can manage that. I can work around that. Again, he's got 2 more years left on his deal. He's not going anywhere. I don't think they're going to move him to the bullpen. They've got to figure out a way to get him to a place where that start against Cleveland or that start against Oakland, and I'm using the 2 examples from all of the game logs that you just listed off. Come up with a game plan that gets us that starter on a more regular basis, and that's the first step. I've seen him be great. I've seen him have a 3 ERA. I don't know if we're going to see that over the final 2 years of this deal, but the first step in potentially getting there is, can I get that starter against Cleveland, against Oakland more consistently? Can I see that guy 5 out of every 6 starts? That was a stinker last night in every way, right?
Stinker.
I'm okay with my number 5 starter giving me a stinker 1 every 5 or 6 starts. I can't have a 50-50 chance every night he's out there that it could be a stinker. That I can't do. I can't live that way as a manager.
But we sit on a situation where, listen, even his great starts, you could sit here and argue like, was that a stinker?
Let me tell you one thing that I would not use, one word I would not use in my vocabulary
great.
to describe
I say great.
Eduardo
Even
Rodriguez's
his best starts.
They're not great.
Even his best starts, you could sit here and have a real argument that was a stinker.
Yes. Yes.
It's over. Like, it's over.
You have to grade on a curve.
It's over. You know what the best organizations in the world do? Cut your losses.
I know, but you can't. You can't say that right now. They're dealing with the ramifications of Jordan Montgomery and all the money that they paid for there. They're dealing with the fact that everybody knows that budget's coming down. It's been said out loud. It is not a secret. They have shouted from the rooftops, hey, the money is not the same next season.
I don't even disagree with that, but you need to try something else. You can't. I'm just saying, I know what Eduardo Rodriguez is. Isn't these last few months supposed to be, what else do we have?
I think what will help soften this blow a little bit is, do we see any of the young guys that they traded for get a start? Where the rotation sits at when we get to spring next year, do we feel better? Is Eduardo Rodriguez really, truly the 5 starter? Because I think part of your frustration, which I believe would be echoed by many of the people that listen to this show, is as of right now, that's probably the 3 starter.
I was going to say, he's not, the hypothetical that he's the 5 starter isn't real.
Right. There's some work to do in order to get there, right? And so until that work is done, you're worried about a guy that's going to be asked to be one of your top 3 starters in a series. That's not what you want. Just like last night, not what you want. He needs to be better. And I think most of the work that's going to get him on a path to being better doesn't happen until the offseason, when they adjust something. And I don't know if it's a arsenal changing how much he's using certain pitches, when he's using certain pitches, if it's a game plan thing, if it's a mechanical thing. I don't know what it is. But they've got 2 more years left on this deal. The Diamondbacks are not going to be in the market for cutting bait and being on the hook for $40 million for a player to not play for them. They're going to have to figure this out, because this is a guy that is going to have to provide some level of value. Even if they moved him to the bullpen, you have to change something for him to be a serviceable long man for you. So there is a lot of work to be done, and it's so frustrating that right after the last time out, we heap a bunch of praise on him. Here we are the next turn through saying, no, we are back in this pit of misery.
It just doesn't feel like this is going to ever get to a point where it's consistent.
No, I hear you. Or
better.
I hear you. But there's 2 more years left on this deal.
And they can't get out of it.
They've got to figure out something.
Well, you know what he is? Great. You just have the most expensive long reliever in all of baseball.
Well, and that's originally what they were going to do with Jordan Montgomery this year, right? So they at least have a playbook that they can follow. But again, that requires you to have 5 starters in front of him that you feel more confident in. Let's see if they actually put that rotation together. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. We've also got you over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, it is cut day in the NFL. Bunch of teams, including the Cardinals, making moves yesterday. More moves are being made throughout the day. They have until 1 p.m. So when we get out of here today, rosters locked in. Teams are down to their final 53. Are the Cardinals about to have a major weakness? That's next, the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
The Varsity Sports Show with Vince D'Alessio is your hub for everything high school and college sports. Join Vince and friends as they give you the full picture on student athletes and where they're heading. Live interviews with coaches across the valley.
Asking some of the tough questions.
Varsity recaps and in-depth interviews with tomorrow's sports stars. The Varsity Sports Show with Vince D'Alessio. Live every Saturday morning from 9 to 11 a.m. Here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Prepare for the Maximum Fun Tour. A day to remember. Yellow Card. Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater, Saturday, October 25th. Special guests, The Wonder Years and Dinosaur Pile-Up. Tickets from $30. On sale now at livenation.com. A day to remember. Yellow Card, part of the American First Credit Union Concert Series.
At Sprouts, you'll find healthy around every corner and tasty on every shelf. And you know what's even more delicious? With our new Sprouts Rewards, you can earn points, explore member-only perks and personalized offers, and enjoy savings. Download the Sprouts app to join today.
Hey, it's Austin Clark, owner of Moxie Pest Control. You know, most pest control companies use the same products we do. That's not the difference. But what is the difference is how we treat people. At Moxie, kindness counts, and it shows in every visit, every conversation, and every one of the 6,500 plus five-star Google reviews our customers have written. Our field experts aren't just trained to handle pests. They're trained to treat your home, your family, your pets, and your time with the kind of respect you deserve. And our services come with a pest-free guarantee. Our methods and service just work better because our people are better. So if you want a pest control company you can trust in and around your home, give us a call. We offer same-day services in most cases, and we'll even give you 50% off your first service when you call. Call 888-MOXIE-10. That's 888-MOXIE-10. Moxie Pest Control, the highest and most reviewed pest control company in Arizona.
Live the horror at Universal Studios Hollywood Halloween Horror Nights. Select nights September 4th to November 2nd. Face your fears in post-apocalyptic LA in a haunted house based on the hit show Fallout and more. Event not recommended for children under 13.
Jim Rome here with your Rome Report. Look, I wish nothing but the very best for the entire Sanders family. Two sons of an all-time great playing in the NFL makes the best sport in the world even more interesting. As for Dion, our son and our money go to the University of Colorado. So believe me, I want nothing but success for that program for that reason alone. All of that said, Shiloh, desperately trying to make a team, cannot get ejected in the final game of the preseason for throwing a punch. And Shador's tinfoilers can stop any time now with this idiocy that the Browns are trying to make him look bad so they can cut him. 3 of 6, 14 yards, 5 sacks, 4th on the depth chart, and a 5th-round draft pick. And with any other last name other than Sanders, he would have been cut. In other words, they're not looking for a reason to cut him. They're waiting for him to give them a reason to keep him. I'm always up for a good conspiracy theory, but these are some of the worst ever. I'm Jim Rome. And remember, you can follow me on Instagram at Jim Rome. Football is back, and so is the action on Prize Picks. With millions of members and billions of dollars awarded in winnings, Prize Picks is the best place to put your takes to the test. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the code ROME and get $50 in bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. Win or lose, you'll get $50 bonus credit in lineups just for playing. Guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
O'Reilly. Protect your vehicle's engine with Mobil 1 Full Synthetic Motor Oil at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Purchase 5 quarts of select Mobil 1 Full Synthetic Motor Oil and get up to a $15 gift card after rebate. Find the synthetic oil that's right for your vehicle and budget. Shop your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto
Parts.
James Out West, your desert destination for sports here in the Valley.
You've seen Shador. We've all seen him. He's, kind of everybody gravitates toward him.
He's got aura.
There we go. Thank you, as the young kids say. He's just there doing his job. He shows up early. He stays late. He's not posting it on social media to post it on social media to say, look at me. What you see is when he shows up to a neighborhood in which just got burned down, the apartment complex, and he sets up food trucks. I can't wait to see what happens for him, and I think that they have a good foundation for the future.
It's James Out West, every other Monday night from 6 to 7 p.m., right here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Got a lot of NFL talk here today on the show. It's Tuesday, which means we've got the NFL news dump coming up in hour number 2 of the program. I'm assuming a very NFL-centric buy or sell in about 30 minutes from now. Just my guess on a day where the NFL is abuzz.
Extremely NFL-based. Actually, yes, yeah.
Any
for NFL.
Any Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift in the buy or sell today?
Believe it or not, yes.
Really? You found a way to tie that story into what we do here on the show?
Yeah, I mean, I always, have one kind of random. I do have a random one apart from that, but I always try to have, a fun one. I did a cookie one not too long ago.
That's fair. And on a day where
roster cut downs.
That's not what everyone's talking about today.
That's
what we're talking about.
We're trying to stay positive. On a day that's very sad for some.
Yeah, we're talking about roster cutdown day and the whole host of free agents that are now going to be available and positional battles that have been decided. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift said, hold on a second. We'll make news today. So I can't wait to see what buy or sell topic you have related to the engagement of those two young cats earlier today.
They're not that young.
Well, they're both older than me, but in general, I think you would. I would consider them on the younger side. No?
I think they're both 36.
Yeah, Travis is up there.
They're both 35.
Okay, yeah, that would be young.
Yeah, it's young.
It's old to you because they're 10 plus years older than you, but I would say that they're.
But do you think that that's like old to get married at 35?
I'm getting married in 2 months, and I'm getting married at 31. So,
yeah,
it's all about timing.
Yeah, that's fair. But 31 is a half, almost a half decade.
No, that's fair. I hear you.
Then when they're going to get married.
But I'm still in my 30s, and they are still in their 30s. They don't have a 4.
That's fair.
In front of their age just yet. So I would consider them young. I think anything under 40. You default to calling that person young. Young person.
Am I showing my age right now?
A little bit. Because you still have a 2 in the front of your age.
I do, yeah.
So that you are afforded more runway than some of us.
Fair.
So, all right, can't wait to see what you have in buy or sell for that. Cardinals making roster moves. Cut down day, 1 p.m. will be the final roster submitted, and then there'll be a bunch of changes to it. That's why I don't get too hung up on what the 53 looks like when we get to 1 o'clock today. There'll be players that get banged up or placed on IR, and guys will be brought back to the practice squad. So maybe there's a player that you were super impressed with that you thought should be on the team. They may come back to the team's practice squad. You just don't know how all of this stuff will shake out. But I will tell you, and I didn't need roster cut down day to confirm this for me, but seeing it on paper as the roster is getting whittled down to the final 53, and with some of the roster decisions that the Cardinals have been making so far, boy, am I starting to get worried that there is a glaring hole with their wide receiver too, and their wide receiver room in general. That if Marv doesn't have a good year, or nobody steps up to be the wide receiver too, it's going to be really hard on this passing offense to find some consistency. And I wonder, Jacoby Myers requesting a trade. There are some wide receivers that have shaken loose from other areas. Not big names, right? But potentially a guy that you love the tape on and you want to bring them in and they just upgrade your room a little bit. I just get worried looking at this roster on paper about the state of their wide receiver room. The other big notable thing that's happened so far in cut down day is Clayton Tune yesterday was one of the original 12 cuts that the Cardinals made. And so the Clayton Tune era came to an end. I know there were many out there that did not want to see him back on this roster, did not think he should have been the quarterback 3 for this team, and he certainly struggled. And they felt it was an area that they needed to address the backup quarterback. They went out and got Jacoby Brissett because they didn't feel like Clayton Tune was enough for them. They did not feel like Clayton Tune could give them enough of a floor as the backup quarterback, and we saw him make a handful of appearances for this team, and it didn't pass the test, right? Didn't pass the smell test, didn't pass the eye test. Just not a guy that can be the backup quarterback that can get me through maybe a game or two throughout the season, hence why Jacoby Brissett was brought in. So that's where things stand here with roster cut down day upon us. We've got a couple more hours before rosters get finalized. About 90 minutes from now, things will get done, and then you'll see maybe some more roster changes because there'll be a bunch of free agents that end up becoming available. When we come back, pair of contracts yesterday in the NFL, one extension and one pay increase. One of them was good, one of them not so good. That's next. The lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
Attention all clones. The Jim Rome Show is here for you every day here on KDUS AM 1060.
Lots to get done. Welcome to the program.
Listen in as Rome dives into the biggest sports headlines of the day. From final scores, player contracts and trades, team prospects, and even a spicy take or two. The Jim Rome Show, 1 to 4 p.m. every weekday here on KDUS AM 1060.
That's the trick.
Online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Nitro Circus is back with the all-new Off the Rails Tour. World-class daredevils and FMX, BMX, skate, scooter, and more. Jaw-dropping stunts, high-flying tricks, and never-been-done showdowns. Friday, December 5th, Desert Diamond Arena. Visit Ticketmaster.com.
Right now at Mark Kia in Scottsdale, receive a 0% APR for up to 72 months on a brand new 2025 Kia Niro EV. 0%. Or you can take advantage of $12,500 in current cash incentives on the 2025 Kia EV6 and 2026 EV9.
Take advantage of this offer on our electric vehicles while we have a great selection and before these offers expire later this year.
The name to remember, Mark Kia. Mark Kia. Offer with Kia Motor Finance. Not all buyers will qualify. Offer expires September 2nd, 2025.
Hi, Luis Gonzalez here. Want to bet? Feel the thrill of Casino Arizona with 1,400 of the hottest slots and nonstop table game action. We make winners, no experience necessary. Join us for the best bingo in the valley with daily sessions. Indulge in all-you-can-eat Eagles buffet or enjoy fine dining experience at the award-winning Choya Steakhouse. Enjoy top-notch local entertainment, tribute bands, and viewing parties at CAZ Sports Bar, just off the 101 in McKellips. Casino Arizona, uniquely Arizona.
The garage door springs that come standard with most homes don't last. And when they fail, it's not just inconvenient, it's dangerous. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello at A1 Garage Door Service. Our springs are the toughest in the industry, backed by our lifetime warranty. That's right. Fix them once and you're covered for life. Don't risk your family's safety or your peace of mind. Let A1 replace your springs before they become a problem. From repairs to upgrades, it's A1 from day one.
A1 from day one.
Live the horror at Universal Studios Hollywood Halloween Horror Nights. Select nights September 4th to November 2nd. Face your fears in post-apocalyptic LA and a haunted house based on the hit show Fallout. Don't fall victim to Art the Clown inside a grisly Terrifier haunted house like nothing you've seen before. And that's only 2 of 8 terrifying haunted houses. Grab your tickets now at universalstudioshollywood.com/Halloween. Event not recommended for children under 13.
Ooh, Del Taco? Yep, they got these new boxes that are loaded with my faves.
Big boxes, come on, can I get a Del, yeah? Del, yeah.
What was that? Oh, I bring these guys everywhere. Really enhances the experience.
Del Taco's El Big Boxes now come with bigger burritos. Try the $5 Classico, $7 Mex Faves, and $9 Amerimex box. More food, more flavor, more value. Only at Del Taco.
Del, yeah.
Price of participation may vary.
At Sprouts, you'll find healthy around every corner and tasty on every shelf. And you know what's even more delicious? With our new Sprouts Rewards, you can earn points, explore member-only perks and personalized offers, and enjoy savings. Download the Sprouts app to join today.
Ready to tackle each morning with the best sports information coming at you?
I'm going to take a logical approach.
Get that weekday mornings on KDUS AM 1060 from 6 to 9 a.m. with the Dan Patrick Show. Dan Patrick, the Danettes, sports icons, sports legends, celebrities, poll questions. The Dan Patrick Show has it all.
It's a crapshoot.
Be sure to lock your dials to AM 1060 or 100.7 HD2 from 6 to 9 a.m. Mornings just got better.
This story is about us.
How do you feel about Kyler Murray heading into week 1 and into the 2025 season? That's how we'll start hour number 2 of the program. But right now, a pair of contracts in the NFL, one extension, one pay bump. Yesterday, 2 of the 3 major holdouts or hold-ins, however we're describing them, that everybody has been keeping an eye on, addressed. And the one that is still out there is the one that you expect to still be out there with the way things have been going in Dallas. Producer Evan, I'll let you choose. Should I start with the move that I liked yesterday, or should I start with the move that I thought made 0 sense from the player perspective? Do I start positively or negatively?
I think you start with the move you liked yesterday. Then we get into the other move. I think there's more conversation on the other move.
There certainly is, because all I'm going to say about the move that I like is good business by all parties. Good business by Washington. Good business by Terry McLaurin. We all knew that of the 3 hold-in, hold-out situations, Terry McLaurin, Trey Hendrickson, who we'll talk about here in a second, and Micah Parsons in Dallas, that McLaurin always was the one that felt like it was going to get done. It was just a matter of time, that they were at least talking. They were close on a number, and that felt more like crossing T's, dotting I's, and Terry was just playing it safe while that stuff was being ironed out. And from Washington's perspective, maybe a little bit of an overpay compared to where you probably wanted to be at. But Terry was so important for Jaden Daniels' development in year 1 as a rookie. And it would be a disservice to your team, to your franchise, not just your young quarterback, but to your entire team, to not have him ready for week 1 to play alongside this offense, to, if you're going to continue right where you left off, your best chances with scary Terry on the field. So they needed to get this done. Everybody knew they were going to get this done. And it felt like, yeah, you may pay a little bit more than you probably want to, but you have to do right by your rookie quarterback. You have to do right by your overall organization and say, hey, we played well. We're going in the right direction. This player was a key piece. You got to pay those guys, even if it costs you a little bit more than you want. So that's the move I like. I like it for Terry. I like it for Washington. I especially like it for Jaden Daniels. Now we can talk about the move that I don't like. Because Trey Hendrickson, his hold-in is over. And no, he didn't get a fancy brand new contract. He got a $14 million raise for this season, which I believe, you can correct me on this, brings his total money for this year to $30 million. I don't know why we waited until August 26th for this to be the place that we got to, because I hate this move, this pay bump for Trey Hendrickson. So a lot of people say, wow, great job, Trey. Got $14 more million, now getting paid right in line with where he's supposed to be as a pass rusher. He's still a free agent at the end of the year, correct?
Yeah, you and I saw that on Twitter, and we couldn't have been more confused when we saw some of those tweets and responses. And
Trey Hendrickson over the last 2 seasons has been one of the best pass rushers in the sport. 3rd over the last couple of seasons in sacks, behind, I believe it's TJ Watt and Myles Garrett. Like, elite company Trey Hendrickson finds himself in. Trey Hendrickson, off of the back of 2 straight 17.5 sack seasons, needed to cash in. Needed to get that long-term extension that pays him a truckload of cash. He didn't get that. Instead, he got a 1-year pay bump. And I hate to be negative, but the first thing I said to Evan when we saw this story yesterday is I hate this for Trey Hendrickson, because what happens if he gets hurt? What happens if he gets hurt and isn't coming off of a 17.5 sack season? Is he going to get the big payday then? Is the big payday coming for Trey Hendrickson at the end of this season? It will if he has another 17.5 sack year, but he is making a massive bet on himself. He's also an older pass rusher. So this was his chance after 2 straight years of being one of the best pass rushers in the sport. 2 years ago, leading the entire NFL in sacks. This was his chance to stand on business and say, give me what's rightfully mine. Give me the security. Give me the contract extension. You know what this tells me? Trey Hendrickson wants out of Cincinnati, and he wants out of Cincinnati so badly. And he knows they're not going to trade him because they're not going to get what they perceive to be value for him, that he is willing to take this risk. Because all it takes is one injury where he misses a couple of games, and instead of him having a 17.5 sack season, he has a 9.5 sack season. He's not cashing in. He's not breaking the bank if that's the year that he's coming off of. Just a huge risk, in my opinion, and a risk that I don't think was worth taking, because if this was the place you were going to get to, everybody involved could have done this 2 months ago.
That's the biggest thing is, if that was the part we were waiting for, why did this not happen at the beginning of camp? And the other question becomes, when did he come to the realization that they weren't going to trade him? And then how did this not come to fruition earlier? Is it really took him till August 26th to decide, okay, they're not going to trade me?
Maybe he felt like with week 1 right around the corner, he was running out of time. And he did not want to, while maybe saying out loud he would be willing to carry this into the season, he did not want to lose an opportunity to play and put up numbers.
And let's be real, how long into the season can he carry this before losing money next offseason, right? So there's a desperation from his side as well.
There has, I don't think, ever been a holdout into a year that has worked out well for the player. Not at least
ever.
Not at least in recent memory, right? Le'Veon Bell didn't work out for him. Yeah, he got paid, I guess, from the Jets, but he was never the same player.
Same team, Hassan
Reddick. That didn't work out for anybody.
For both teams. Right?
He didn't get what he was looking for. He didn't play well when he ended his holdout. It just didn't work. Neither side felt good about the way things ended there. There's just not a great track record of these things working. So I think that pressure, deadlines for action, and I think that pressure of week 1 being next week made him go, listen, they're clearly not going to trade me right now. They're willing to give me a pay bump, so I at least am getting some guaranteed money on this end of the deal. And Trey Hendrickson, this entire process, he has always believed in his ability to put up numbers to get paid, right? He didn't take the extension last year when it was offered to him. He wanted a bigger deal that they weren't willing to give him. He said, nope, we'll kick this into next year. This year, I want a new deal. Requested a trade when he wasn't going to get that deal, and now here we are. But I hate the deal for Trey because he's just one injury away from it. It's all gone. He's not going to get that contract. Now, maybe he was never going to get that contract, and that's what he realized. And so I can't blame him for taking this deal per se, but I just don't like it on paper.
How do you look at it from the perspective of the Bengals?
Oh, for the Bengals, this is great.
It's a home run, right? I don't know how they walked out of this offseason where I'm like, oh, wow. They were in what looked like one of the darkest holes to climb out of. And now I feel like they're in not a bad spot with Trey Hendrickson, who they know is going to walk and doesn't want to be a Bengal. And you signed your rookie, and you got him to agree to language because you moved some money forward. I don't know how they got out of that.
Yeah, for 2 situations that looked really poorly on them and looked like they were not going to find a way out of either one of them, they got out of both of them, I think, on the other side better than many of us expected. And by the way, the defense for the Bengals is still a problem, but you certainly feel better about it if Trey Hendrickson is out there playing for you.
Certainly.
I mean, last year Trey Hendrickson was on the field and it still wasn't good, but if he's gone,
it's worse.
It's worse. And they can't afford worse. They can maybe afford to be what they were last year. They can't afford to be a worse defense. They will not make the playoffs if they have a worse defense. And so Trey Hendrickson being on the field in week 1 and for the majority of the season, very important for the Cincinnati Bengals. So they got a good end of this deal, and it is a massive, massive bet, in my opinion, by Trey Hendrickson.
They are going to be another interesting team this year, the Bengals.
You know what they're going to do offensively?
Score a lot of points.
Yep. You know what numbers they're going to put up offensively. You know they're going to be a red zone darling. Scott Hansen is going to go to them over and over and over again because they're going to be making plays? Are they going to win every game 41-38? Or are they going to find some semblance of a defense at some point to give their offense a chance to breathe? That's the question. 480-864-1060 is your way to join us here today on the program. You can also join us over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. And make sure you download the KDUS AM 1060 app so you can take us with you on the go. And you can listen for your chance to win 4 tickets to the Diamondbacks when they take on the Texas Rangers Tuesday, September 2nd at Chase Field. You can join your fellow Sun Devils at the D-backs game on Tuesday, September 2nd. It is ASU night at the ballpark. We've got your chance to win 4 tickets. You can also get your tickets over at dbacks.com/SGT. When we come back, we wrap up hour number 1 here of the lunch break. A little buy or sell. The hottest takes in sports talk radio. Producer Evan has them. I'm buying or selling them when we come back. It's the lunch break. KDUS AM 1060.
On your ride home from work, join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Beerstein.
If we owned our own football team called the Angry Roosters and we kept signing people to contracts and they weren't honoring their contracts and kept demanding raises, at what point do we throw our hands up and just say no to everybody? We signed you to a contract, play out your contract, and that's it. You earn a better contract on your next one, we'll pay you for that.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app. Make memories you'll cherish for years to come. Join Miss Appleberry, JJ, Cody, Nina, and Cece for a lively Melon Patch musical adventure in this exciting interactive live show. Saturday, October 4th and Sunday, October 5th at the Arizona State Fair. Sing along. Dance along. Play together. Tickets on sale now at azstatefair.com and include Arizona State Fair admission. It's a celebration of connection and childhood wonder. Coco Melon Sing Along Live inside the Coliseum at the Arizona State Fair.
At Cox, we're always a step ahead, like your dog who barks before the doorbell rings. Senses trouble before there's trouble, like advanced security that blocks online threats before they happen and knows when the peanut butter's hiding medicine. That's why we keep surprises off your bill. With Price Lock, the price of your internet and mobile plan won't go up for up to 3 years guaranteed. Rates are Berkalot. Cox, a step ahead. Requires at least 500 megabits per second speeds and gig unlimited mobile taxes and fees excluded from Price Lock. Mobile data speeds reduced after 20 gigs.
It's time to head back to school and forward to your future with Carrington College. For over 55 years, we've helped train the next generation of healthcare professionals. Apply now to get hands-on training from teachers with real-world experience. In as few as 9 months, you could start making a difference in healthcare. Classes start soon in Phoenix, Glendale, Mesa, and Tucson. Visit carrington.edu to see what's next for you. Visit carrington.edu/SCI for information on program outcomes.
Every summer, across the valley, hundreds of our homeless neighbors die because of the heat. This is tragic, and it is preventable. None of us can stop the heat, but together we can save lives. With incredible partners like you, Phoenix Rescue Mission is able to provide life-saving water and critical care to our neighbors in need. Join us this summer and make a difference. Learn more at phoenixrescuemission.org/code-red.
The Varsity Sports Show with Vince D'Alessio is your hub for everything high school and college sports. Join Vince and friends as they give you the full picture on student athletes and where they're heading. Live interviews with coaches across the valley.
Asking some of the tough questions.
Varsity recaps and in-depth interviews with tomorrow's sports stars. The Varsity Sports Show with Vince D'Alessio. Live every Saturday morning from 9 to 11 a.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Back here at the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060. The NFL news dump, 12:15 today. Probably a lot of news about cuts from across the NFL. Who knows what might be there? The NFL news dump at 12:15 today. But right now, we'll buy or sell to close up hour number 1 here on the program. Hottest takes in sports talk radio. I am mostly left with 2 choices, buy or sell. There is the rare occasion where I put a take on layaway. And I say, you know what? I'm not sure if I want to buy or sell right now. So I'll put it on layaway. We revisit it. I think we've done that twice in the history of the segment.
I was going to say, I feel like we've done that twice. We did have one that was just on hold.
I put it on hold for like a day.
2 on layaway, and then we had one on hold.
The one that was on hold, I just said, hey, can you give me until the end of the week? And then I made a determination. What do we have today?
All right. Are you ready? We'll start in the NFL. Could the Cardinals, keeping only 5 receivers, lead you to believe they may add one?
So let's back up just a second, right? They made an interesting cut today that leads us to believe that 5 receivers may be what's left on this roster. I'd be shocked if that was the case. I think what's going to end up happening here, if it hasn't already happened, there's going to be a surprise person that makes this team as the 6th receiver. You can't live in a world where you have 5 receivers.
You just can't.
You can't do it. So there will be a 6th receiver. I just don't know whether it's going to be somebody on the roster or off of the roster. Where do things stand? Have we done a check-in today? Because I did a check-in right before we went on the air. We're an hour into the show here today. There's an hour and 10 minutes until it's cut down day. The deadline. That's the word I was looking for. 1 o'clock. You've got to have everything submitted by that point. So where are we at right now? If I count up the players, it's more than 53. There are more cuts coming.
There are more cuts coming.
So what was the take?
That if they do only keep 5 receivers,
I'm going to sell this take just because they're not going to have – there's going to be a 6th receiver on this team. However they get there, they're going to have at least 6 receivers.
Chances they add one from the outside? Depending on who's cut from other rosters.
I looked at who they still had on their roster after some of the cuts yesterday and today, and I think I would be entertaining some outside options.
Just look at who's been cut around the league, right? See what you can do. That's what I always think. The D-backs need to add a starting pitcher in the offseason. Doesn't need to be a top-of-the-line guy. It's somebody.
So this requires us to do the thing, okay? We're building a rotation here, okay? We're putting Ryan Nelson in the rotation.
Ryan Nelson.
We're putting
Brandon Pfaadt.
Brandon Pfaadt in the rotation. We're putting
Eduardo Rodriguez in the rotation.
Putting Erod in there for right now. So as things stand in this moment, I've got 2 spots, right?
They have 3. Correct.
I'm very bullish on some of the starters that they got back in the Merrill Kelly trade. I haven't seen any of those guys yet. So it's hard to say, hey, yeah, they're going to take one of the final 2 spots. So, yeah, I'm going to buy this take because they have 2 empty spots right now, at least on paper for me. And I think they're going to sign at least one starter to fill that. And then potentially one of these young starters will win a job in spring. So, yes, buy.
We've said the Cardinals will win the division if Stafford isn't healthy. They will still win even if he plays all 17.
This is kind of giving away my hand here a little bit. We're doing predictions next week on the show. Is everybody ready for this? I'm buying. Cardinals are winning this division.
Cardinals are winning this division.
The Cardinals are winning this division. I think they are across the board the deepest team. They are the more well-rounded team. I think their special teams are really good. I think their defense is much improved. I think their offense will be good enough. While not the best coached team in the division, I do think they will be well coached this year. Bye.
Let me ask you this. If they do win this division, are they the surprise of the NFL?
Well, they will be the surprise to everybody else, yes. It will not be surprising to us on this show, and I think to a large portion of the fan base. I even think those that don't think they'll win the division wouldn't be surprised if they did.
I feel like there's always one quote-unquote surprise team in either conference.
Yeah, and I think the Cardinals could be that team.
Which leads me into my next one.
Okay.
The Jaguars will be the surprise team in the AFC.
Buffalo's winning. I'm going to give away all my predictions.
Well, you don't have to.
I'm just trying to think if there's another team that I really like that I think can surprise some people.
There's a couple teams that you look up and down, but in that division, they get to play some of
I think the other team that people will throw out there, I'm not on board with this. The other team that people will throw out in this conversation is New England.
And I don't dislike New England. I just don't know if they're there yet.
No, I think
I actually love New England's over this year.
What is it off the top of your head? Do you know?
Yeah, I believe it's right around the Raiders at 6.5.
Oh, I've got some big Raiders news for the NFL news dump at 12:15. Massive Raiders
Everybody
news.
has Raiders news.
The Raiders were very busy yesterday.
Very busy.
Making a pair of moves.
I will tell you what their win total is in 2 seconds.
How do you love the win total if you don't know it off the top of your head? I mean, I don't mean to go all John and Brian on you here, but if you don't know the win total, how can you love it?
Because I love it.
I know, but if you loved it, I think you would have it committed to memory.
7.5.
See, it wasn't even the number you said.
Yes, it did. I said it's right around the Raiders. I think it's 7.5.
I just don't know how you love something without knowing it off the top of your head.
I love it. They're going to win 8 games.
I'm not putting it on the board.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. You can put Evans overs. Carolina, New England. You know what I found out about myself? Did I tell you this already? I love betting the underdogs in the NFL. The Carolinas over, the New England's over. And then I love betting Georgia minus like 56 when some small schools comes in to play them.
So I'm anticipating some college bets from you throughout the course of the year.
I love seeing the big guy beat up on the little guy in college football.
What did I do with this take? Sure, I'll buy the Jags as the surprise team.
You love the Jags.
I mean, I don't
on the Jags this year.
I wouldn't say I love the Jags.
Duval.
I just don't have another candidate that makes sense.
All right, you ready for this one?
I mean, you're going to read it regardless of what I answer here, but go ahead.
Travis Kelce would have proposed.
Never mind.
Had the Chiefs not been smashed in the Super Bowl.
Yes. I think we would have gotten the trifecta. Because if you are living under a rock and you don't consume any social media, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are now engaged as of this morning. Or I don't know when it happened. We saw it this morning on social media. I believe strongly that if they would have won the Super Bowl, he's proposing and he's retiring.
Yes.
He would have walked off Super Bowl champ. He would have proposed on national television to his girlfriend, pop superstar, and he would have retired.
Really, what I got from today is thank God for the Eagles.
Yeah, you know what? Thank goodness that the Eagles saved us from, I guess, what some would say would be a national nightmare. Love on the television.
It really would have been. It would have been.
I mean, people were so fatigued with the Chiefs, and then they had the Taylor Swift stuff on top of it that drove many people crazy. That would have just been the third championship in a row. He proposes to Taylor Swift. It would have been a disaster.
It was so much better than they got crushed, too. It wasn't close at all.
I mean, it did make the event of watching the Super Bowl kind of boring.
You could say that.
You are way too close to this to weigh in as an Eagles fan.
No, I don't think. I would say
every year I have a party. I go to a party.
Yeah.
This my best friend hosts a Super Bowl party every year at his house.
Okay.
Every year he makes food themed for the two teams, the two cities.
Okay.
So he's done a lot of Kansas City barbecue over the last couple of years.
Cheesesteaks.
Cheesesteaks was what we did for Philly this year. We get all these people over. We've got all of our bets. Everybody's ready to go. And the game's over before you can even sit down.
It was awesome. It was
no,
awesome.
It wasn't.
It was so awesome. So awesome.
I disagree with using the term awesome to describe the Super Bowl.
What do you mean? You didn't like watching Xavier Worthy's legacy Super Bowl?
No, I would like a good football game. And I did not get a good football game.
By one team.
Yeah, it was a good football game for the other team. Philly played very well. What else you got? You got one more before we get out of here?
I got one more.
Okay.
Cal Raleigh will hit 60 home runs.
You know, this is interesting. So we're at 50 now, right?
We're at 50 now.
So we need 10. We've got a smidge more than a month. Like, this is the definition of a smidge. More than a month. That would take a month.
He would need 10 in the month.
And he has slowed down a little bit since his hot start. And the wear and tear of being a catcher is probably draining on him. I don't think we get to 60. I think we get to 55. I think we get to 55. 60. And during the year, I said he's getting to 60, no question. He just hit that little slow patch.
That little slow patch after.
That messed him up. Hour number 1 of the program in the books. Hour number 2 right around the corner. How do you feel about Kyler Murray heading into the season? We'll talk about that next. It's the lunch break. KDUS AM 1060.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
As the old saying goes, size matters.
At Morgan & Morgan, we have over 1,000 lawyers and nearly 6,000 people on staff.
But at the core, this is and always has been a family business.
Our family watching out for your family.
Call us or email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even on a Saturday or a Sunday.
And if you ever have a problem, call our mom.
Morgan & Morgan.
For the people and your family.
Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hosier presents the Unreal Unearthed Tour 2025 live in Phoenix. Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater, October 7th. With special guest, Amble. Get tickets now at livenation.com. The #1 album, Unreal Unearthed, is available everywhere. For more, visit hosier.com.
2 years ago, Bobby Carpenter completed treatments for knee pain at QC Kinetics. So we're checking in with the former college and pro football player to see how he's doing.
I've been asked a lot, like, how long does this last? How long does it work? I go, I've had mine for a couple of years and everything feels very good. It feels just as good as it did when I started to turn the corner.
Bobby's an active husband, dad, and business owner. That's why 2 years ago, he heard about QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative treatments, and he knew he could trust them for his chronic knee pain.
And thankfully with QC Kinetics, I was able to go through this, and my activities are the same as it was. I'm able to coach my kids in sports. I can play golf. I can go run.
QC Kinetics patients like Bobby don't miss a beat. No surgery or rehab, just freedom from debilitating joint pain. Ready for lasting relief from joint pain? Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation and see if you're a good candidate.
Call QC Kinetics, 602-837-PAIN. That's 602-837-PAIN. 602-837-PAIN.
Oh, Mr. Gecko, is it true what they say about Geico's emergency roadside service?
I'll own up to it. Yes, it's all true.
You mean to say Geico's emergency roadside service really is 24/7?
And it's available on the phone or app. It's all part of getting more with Geico. I don't mean to be rude, but could I scooch past you all? You're standing in the way of my yoga class.
One more, Mr. Gecko, the fans must know. Why yoga?
Well, it helps with my posture. It's my back. It ain't what it used to be.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
Jack here. My bonus Jack combo starting at $3.99 comes with fries, a drink, and a burger with 1, 2, or 3 patties. It's a meal that'll actually make you happy. Starting at $3.99. Get so much more.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Plus tax. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
Hour number 2 here of the lunch break on KDUS AM 1060. Got the NFL news dump this hour of the show. We're going to talk a little Diamondbacks baseball in about 30 minutes from now. But to open up hour number 2 of the program, a conversation about the quarterback of the Arizona Cardinals. One of many conversations we've had about the quarterback of the Arizona Cardinals this offseason. As he gears up for year number 7, as he gears up for what could be his last chance to prove to everybody involved, and I mean everybody, coaches, front office, ownership, fans, that he is the right guy to lead the Cardinals to a championship, back to the postseason, to a level of success that hasn't been around for a little bit. And I want to know how you're feeling about Kyler Murray going into this upcoming season. And so that's why I was very intrigued this morning reading a piece that Doug Holler put together for The Athletic, in which he included a poll that he had run over the weekend. And surprised I didn't see this poll. Surprised that I didn't vote in this poll. This is a very good poll question. Doug Holler, over the weekend, ahead of the preseason finale for the Cardinals, put this poll question on his Twitter account. Arizona Cardinals fans, which of the following best describes your feelings towards Kyler Murray? These were the 4 choices that you had a chance to pick. Franchise QB, on the right path, having doubts, or still unsure. Those 4 choices, franchise QB, on the right path, having doubts, still unsure. Where do you think the vast majority of your fellow Cardinals fans voted on their feelings about Kyler Murray going into the season?
Having doubts?
Having doubts led the way, 51.6%.
Can I be honest with you? I almost think where the option that it should be isn't even in there.
What option would you like to add to the poll?
Middle of the road.
Is that not what still unsure is?
I think I'm sure what he is. Like, we're 7 years in. I know what he is.
So you would certainly not say franchise quarterback. You certainly would not say on the right path. You are coming at this from the perspective of...
Okay, let me ask you this question. Would you say you're still unsure on Dak Prescott, on what he is?
I don't know. I know exactly what Dak Prescott is.
Do you know exactly what Kyler Murray is?
I think it's a little different. And I'll tell you why I think it's a little different. I think there is a skill set for Kyler that provides him a higher ceiling that we haven't seen yet. Or we have flirted with seeing, but haven't seen it fully over the course of a season. I think, let's see if you would agree or disagree with this statement. We have not seen, over the course of a 17-game season, Kyler Murray's ceiling as a quarterback. We have seen Dak Prescott's ceiling as a quarterback over 17 games. Agree or disagree with that statement?
I'll agree. I'll agree. But at some point, 7 years in, if we don't see your ceiling, are you ever going to get there?
That's why we're in the situation that this team is in ahead of this season. That's why this is a make or break. This is the breaking point. This is the turning point. This is make or break, however you want to describe it. We're here. Last chance saloon. We are at the end of the road. It is put up or shut up time. There is going to be no, well, year 8's going to be the year. No, year 7, this is it. This is the end of the journey. It's either going to happen or it's not going to happen. He's either going to do it, and then the answer to the question or that statement is both Kyler Murray and Dak Prescott have shown us their ceilings. And then you're going to choose whether or not that's a ceiling you want to sign up for. But I'm not surprised that 51.6% of the people that voted in Doug Holler's poll have doubts. Because you pulled some numbers today. You walked into my office and you said, I got some numbers for you. You ready for this? And I was like, okay, what do you got? And you pulled some numbers of Kyler Murray from last season that I think is all of the proof that you need in data form to back up what your eyes have been telling you, what your heart has been telling you, and what you have felt watching Kyler Murray over his entire career, but maybe more specifically watching him last season. You have those numbers, right?
I do. So here's what I'll tell you. Here's where things get interesting. So from the 49-yard line in, so in opponent's territory, Kyler Murray threw 7 of his 11 picks last year.
So through 11 interceptions all year, 7 of them came in opponent's territory.
One of them within the 20-yard line. So one of them in the red zone. The other 6 came from the 49 to the 20. So they're driving, he throws the pick. 4 of his interceptions came ahead by 1 score, from 1 to 7 points.
So in a 1-score game with the Cardinals leading by that 1 score, 4 of his 11 interceptions came in those moments.
Behind by 1 to 7, he threw 3.
So in 1-score
7
games,
of his 11 picks came in 1-score situations.
So 1-score games in either direction, Cardinals leading by 1 score, trailing by 1 score or fewer. 7 of his 11 interceptions. There's a narrative emerging here. I'm ready to share it, but if you've got more data, I'll take it.
Those are kind of the big glaring ones.
So this is the takeaway.
I will tell you, in the fourth quarter of the season, he threw 2 of his interceptions. So that is the number that you're like, that's not that bad. And with 7 minutes or less in every fourth quarter, he did not throw an interception last year. That's just interceptions.
1-score game, either side. More than half of his interceptions have been with that game script. More than half of his interceptions last season came in opponent's territory. What have we said about Kyler Murray and his turnovers? We have said that you are never going to change who he is as a quarterback. You have to accept that he is going to turn the ball over a little bit. You have to accept that he is going to turn the ball over double-digit number of times. He's going to throw 10, 12, 13 interceptions. It's just going to happen. We have long said it is where these interceptions occur. It is where they happen on the field. It is when and where they happen in the game. It is the very specific moment. We've shouted out specific examples. The pick that he threw against the Seahawks was the one that we certainly brought to focus. That's what we mean, where he can throw 12 picks. He just can't throw them in opposition territory when you're driving down the field. Now, by the way, you don't want him throwing interceptions when he's on his own side of the field because you don't want him giving the opposition short field. The big thing that stands out to me is I can't have a quarterback turning the ball over in 1-score games and giving that momentum shift one way or another. Those are the ones that really stick out to me. 7 of his 11 picks are coming in 1-score games either way. So with the ball, with a lead, potentially going to extend the lead, or in a situation to come back and erase a deficit, that's where you can't have those interceptions.
Let me give you 2 more interesting stats. 7 of his 11 picks came in the second half. Only 4 came in the first half, but 3 of those 4 came in the last 2-minute situation of the first half.
And it shouldn't surprise anybody of why the team struggled in the second half. His turnovers skyrocketed. His interception total nearly doubled first half to second half. You just can't have that. I'm willing to accept some turnovers. I'm willing to accept, as part of who Kyler Murray is as a quarterback, this on a knife's edge, Houdini act, running around, making plays, has the arm talent to make basically every throw on the field. I got to live with, he's going to make some throws, and he's going to turn the ball over. It's just a product of him being the player that he is. He's also going to make some throws where you go, wow, there's like 4 other quarterbacks in the sport that can do that. So you have to take the good with the bad. I am aware of that, comes with the territory, and I'm good. It is just the timeliness, the situation that these turnovers come in that derailed this team last season. And that's why you have doubts. You have doubts because you need to see him not throw a turnover in a 1-score game on either side. You need to see him stop throwing interceptions, driving, down a touchdown, down a field goal, going for the lead, going for the tie. You need to see him when the team has the ball up 7 with a chance to go up 2 scores, to lean on that team, to lean on the opposition and say, good luck erasing a 2-score deficit against our defense. He struggled and didn't cash in. Those are the areas where he and the offense have to be better. If you give this defense a 2-score lead, I think we all feel like they're going to protect it more often than not. So that's why you have doubts. You have doubts in your eyeballs, your heart, what you're feeling matches the data. A quarterback that situationally has way too many mistakes.
It is. The numbers don't always jump out to you as bad. But when you take a look at some of the situational numbers, it's not where you want it to be. You can't throw 7 interceptions of your 11 in opponent territory. That's really, really inefficient and bad situational football.
Michael over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube channel says, look, he's a good quarterback, just not a great or elite quarterback. I think a good quarterback can get to the postseason.
A good quarterback can get to the postseason.
So if he's a good quarterback in your mind, then I think he can make it to the postseason.
Is Dak Prescott a good quarterback?
No, I don't. I don't think Dak Prescott is a good quarterback.
You don't?
No, I don't think Dak Prescott is a top 16 quarterback in the NFL.
Okay.
I have long believed that. I'm not it. I'm good.
Yeah.
I think Kyler Murray can be a top 14, top 12 quarterback in the NFL.
Can you win with a top 12 quarterback?
You certainly should be able to.
That's the conversation. But you need to build around him.
And so that's why 51.6% of the people voting in the poll said have doubts. That's why 23.6% said still unsure. The top two tallied 75% of the vote. Having doubts or still unsure made up 75% of the vote.
It's interesting because when you look at, to me, when I look at Kyler Murray and I take a look around the league, Houston, they have C.J. Stroud. I think we would put C.J. Stroud probably a step above what Kyler Murray is, right?
Off of his rookie year, yes. Off of last year, I have some questions.
Sure, but they went to the playoffs. He won a playoff game with one of the worst offensive line situations I've seen for a good team ever.
Again, if you were using his rookie year, yeah, because those things happened his rookie season.
And
last year was not good.
And I think when you talk about a team like Jacksonville, that's almost the comp for Kyler Murray.
Another number one pick who's never lived up to his potential is on another coach.
Signed another deal.
Everybody in that town is waiting for him to take the next step. Yeah, that seems like a very fair comp to look at Kyler and Trevor Lawrence, because in Jacksonville is very much a make or break year for Trevor in many regards. They have another coach. They went with an offensive mind to try to get the most out of him as a player. And if it doesn't work, if they struggle, then I think the arrows will then point towards Trevor. And it'll be like, dude, you've had 3 different coaches. The last 2 have been offensive geniuses.
The first one doesn't count, by the way.
I'm talking about Peterson and Liam Cohen. I'm not talking about Urban Meyer, but he did have a coach. I mean, this is his third head coach.
Yes.
And the last 2 have been catered towards an offensive mind who's going to get the most out of him as a player. And if he doesn't live up to that potential, dude, it's 3 coaches. It's the last 2 have been offensive minds. It's on you at some point. Just like if it doesn't work out for Kyler this year, Kyler, it's on you at this point, dude. They're going to move on from you. I don't think they would move on in Jacksonville, but I do think they would move on here.
He's got, with Trevor, he's a few more years left till he's at.
Right. He's going to get at least this year and next year. But there's going to be a lot of question marks surrounding him at the end of this year.
Certainly.
If there isn't a turnaround for them offensively. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. On the other side of the break, it's Tuesday. Means it's time for the NFL News Dump. All of the top stories in the world of football. We will get to them here on the other side. It's the lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
James Out West, your desert destination for sports here in the Valley.
You've seen Shador. We've all seen him. He's, kind of everybody gravitates toward him.
He's got aura.
There we go. Thank you, as the young kids say. He's just there doing his job. He shows up early. He stays late. He's not posting it on social media to post it on social media to say, look at me. What you see is when he shows up to a neighborhood in which just got burned down, the apartment complex, and he sets up food trucks. I can't wait to see what happens for him, and I think that they have a good foundation for the future.
It's James Out West, every other Monday night from 6 to 7 p.m., right here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Close out summer with a Saturday night showdown. Phoenix Rising hosts El Paso Locomotive on Friday, August 30th at 7:30 p.m. with great soccer and even better value. Score big with the $4 3-for-3 menu featuring a $4 all-beef hot dog and $3 drink specials during the match. Tickets start at just $15. Log yours in now at phxrisingfc.com. Hot dogs, cold drinks, one fiery rivalry. Don't miss it.
Hi, welcome to IKEA. Hi, I'm in a whirlwind of college prep. Gotcha. We've got affordable solutions to create the perfect college living space. Great. And visit our website to see how verified college students with an IKEA family account can receive a one-time use 15% off coupon. Nice. You guys think of everything. Pretty much. Offer ends 9/30/25. Valid ID required. Discount applied proportionally across items purchased as shown on receipt. See IKEA-USA.com/ready-for-college for complete terms.
Wendy's has a huge new drink lineup. And you know what goes great with your to-do list? A little treat. And we've got one for everything on that list. The have-to-do stuff? You need a Frosty Frappe. The want-to-do stuff? Obviously a Tangerine Twist Lemon Freeze. The stuff that's been on your list for like a year? That's going to be a Sparkling Energy. And maybe a reality check? Giving your to-do list a to-drink list? Gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's, Sparkling Energy with caffeine.
Phoenix, are you ready to ascend? Bring Me the Horizon, USA Ascension Program, Part 1.
Every sky will build, my friend.
Taking over Footprint Center, October 2nd, with special guest
Crawling from hell.
Motionless in White, The Plot in You, and Amira El Fiki. On sale now at livenation.com. Bring Me the Horizon, presented by the Big Red Radio.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. For years, the Commanders were a case study in dysfunction under Daniel Snyder. Star players grew frustrated. Contract disputes dragged on, and all too often the franchise chose chaos over stability. In that era, a situation like Terry McLaurin's recent frustration could have easily spiraled into an ugly breakup. But times have changed, with Josh Harris now owning the team, Adam Peters calling the shots as GM. Washington is showing it finally understands how to build a winning culture. Instead of letting tensions fester, the front office moved quickly, recognizing McLaurin's value not just as a playmaker, but as a leader. For a young QB to thrive, you have to give him protection and or a weapon. And we've seen the formula succeed across the league with Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown, Tua Tagovailoa and Tyreek Hill, Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, Joe Burrow with Jamar Chase, even Baker Mayfield with Mike Evans. The Commanders aren't who they once were, and that's a good thing. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. If you played pickleball in regular sneakers, you know you can pay the price. They don't cut it. And Todd found this out the hard way. We have this great sponsor, Tyrell. They make the best pickleball shoes. So one day Todd is playing pickleball, and he forgot his Tyrell pickleball shoes. But you know what happened? He got hurt. He was playing in some fancy different shoes that aren't meant for pickleball, and he learned a lesson. Tyrell has everything you need to keep your feet cool. They're tough. They're lightweight. They're so solid on your feet, and you're going to wear and tear on the court, and they're ready to go. Every detail is built to help you play better. Tyrell pickleball shoes. If you want to play longer, feel better, and stop sliding around in those old sneakers, go to TyrellPickleball.com. You can look like a pro. You can play like a pro. It's Tyrell pickleball shoes. You spell it Tyrol. Tyrell pickleball shoes, the best pickleball shoes, purpose-built for pickleball.
Attention all clones. The Jim Rome Show is here for you every day here on KDUS AM 1060.
Lots to get done. Welcome to the program.
Listen in as Rome dives into the biggest sports headlines of the day. From final scores, player contracts and trades, team prospects, and even a spicy take or two. The Jim Rome Show, 1 to 4 p.m. every weekday here on KDUS AM 1060.
That's the trick.
Online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS 1060 app.
It's Tuesday. It's around 12:15, give or take. Sorry, I went a little overboard that last segment. It is time for the NFL News Dump. Top stories in the world of football. And on a day like today, when we've got the cut down days across the sport, everybody finalizing their roster ahead of the 1 p.m. deadline. What's that, 37 minutes from now? So there should be a lot of news. Producer Evan, what do you have for us in the NFL News Dump today?
The Raiders.
Oh, yeah.
Big day yesterday.
Well, they heard our conversation, and they heard you be on board with them for this season. They said, man, we got to back our guy Evan up. We got to make some moves that really get the people going about Raiders football.
So what did they do?
So they went out and signed
former number 4 overall pick Amari Cooper and Super Bowl winning quarterback Kenny Pickett. Listen, they got a guy who's thrown passes in the Super Bowl, and Kenny Pickett in the room.
I appreciate your commitment to the bit there and highlighting the positives for Amari Cooper and Kenny Pickett being added to the Raiders. A more negative approach would be a guy who couldn't hack it with Josh Allen last season and a guy who lost out to Joe Flacco and a bunch of rookies to be the QBs in Cleveland.
Do you think that's what it is, or do you think they just wanted to keep, I think Pickett would have been the 2, unless it's Gabriel.
I think this is very much a case of a team was willing to give the Browns something for Kenny Pickett, and they said, we'll take it.
Yeah. think that's exactly what happened.
They didn't expect anybody to call and ask about Kenny Pickett or to give them anything of value.
A fifth.
A 5. We'll take a 5. Yeah, sure.
Kenny Pickett, he's going to find it for the Raiders.
Well, they also had an injury, right? Aiden O'Connell was their backup. So he's
hurt.
banged up, so they need somebody to back up Geno Smith. And listen, as much as I don't think Kenny Pickett can be a starter in the NFL,
he's not a bad backup.
He has started games in the NFL, and so that's what
He's
you want.
won football games in the NFL.
That's what you want out of your backup. So I get it from their perspective. The Amari Cooper thing, I don't get. He's just not the player that he was when he was putting up 1,000-yard seasons in Dallas and in Oakland and in Cleveland.
I understand it. I think that you bring back a player to your organization. It's probably his last year. Like kind of a farewell thing. I understand it. I don't. There's not much to it.
Just don't expect him to be the 1,000-yard receiver.
And I don't think they're looking for him to.
I'm not talking about the team. I'm talking about the fans. Don't expect him to be the player that he was when he was there the first time, or even the player that he was in Cleveland 2 years ago. He's not that player. He went to Buffalo with Josh Allen and was bad.
What if he has a huge year?
I mean, if he has a monster year. I mean, I've always been an Amari Cooper defender. I don't think he's gotten enough love as one of the better receivers in the sport. It would cement my appreciation for him if he has a good year this
year. News out of New York. Tommy DeVito has been cut. And so I feel bad for every kid that opened up a Tommy DeVito jersey on Christmas before he got benched 20 minutes later in Philadelphia. But it's officially over. The Tommy DeVito experiment is officially over.
They have Jackson Dart, Russell Wilson, Mr. Danger Russ. They have Jameis Winston.
Mm-hmm.
It was always an uphill battle for DeVito to make this team. When they brought DeVito back, that was before they had drafted Jackson Dart. It was before they had signed Russ and Winston, if I'm remembering correctly. They didn't have quarterbacks on the roster. So you're going to lean towards a guy that you're familiar with, who you know understands what you're trying to do, because just in case you can't get a quarterback in the draft, just in case your quarterback plan in free agency doesn't work out the way you want it to, you got to have somebody to play the position on your roster, and DeVito has played that position for them. So that was the plan going in. They then signed Russ. They signed Winston. They got Dart in the draft. This always felt like it was going to be the most likely outcome.
What a quarterback room they have. Good group of guys over there.
It is like certainly an intriguing mix of players. It is Russ who rubbed everybody the wrong way about the way he carried himself.
Pretty much everywhere he's been.
Specifically in Denver, though.
Yeah.
And then you have Jameis Winston, who to me, when I see him at a press conference or after the game, I think it would drive me crazy.
Oh.
For him to be the quarterback of my team. Yet,
of your team, yes.
Yet, he is a player that everybody loves.
I was going to say, everybody in every locker room he's ever been in loves him.
It would not surprise me with the way people felt about Russ in Denver that they also felt that way about Winston and his gimmick. But it's not a gimmick. That's just who he is. And so they just love it. And I don't get it.
I can't wait for Jameis to retire and be in some kind of booth or show. He's going to be awesome.
He feels much better like a studio show guy than a in the booth guy. That in the booth, I don't know if there's enough time for him. In the studio show, segments
he's going to dominate that area.
Yeah, he's going
to be really good. Joe Mixon is supposed to miss the first few weeks of the season. Next man up in Houston. Do you know who it is?
I have a guess.
Okay.
Do they still have Dameon Pierce?
No, it's Nick Chubb.
Oh, I forgot they got Chubb. Wow.
Interesting. We're going to see how healthy he is, but
Houston placed Mixon on IR, correct?
They did.
So he's going to miss at least the first 5 weeks of the season.
4 weeks.
So he's out. There's going to be a while till he comes back. So that's Nick Chubb's show there in Houston, at least for the first month or so of the season.
Similar situation in Tennessee. Tajay Spears officially headed to the IR today. It's going to be Tony Pollard's first 4 weeks.
What's the injury for Tajay Spears? Do you know? Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot. The reason why I'm asking is because, and I think I've mentioned this in the past on the show, but before I did this job, before you and I got to hang out today for 2 hours every single day, I worked in the draft space, and I was at the Senior Bowl the year Tajay Spears was there, and the dude put on a clinic.
High ankle sprain.
Put on a show. There was a lot of concern about his knee. He had some injuries when he was at Tulane, and there were worries about his knee and how long he would be able to play at the NFL level with that knee. So I was wondering if it was a knee thing that acted up for him. An explosive player, a player that has speed, but the injuries were the thing that derailed him, and unfortunately it looks like it's doing that again for him in Tennessee.
Spencer Rattler has officially been named the starter for the Saints. Local product here, Pinnacle high school guy.
Now we know it'll be Spencer Rattler for the Saints in week 1 when they take on the Cardinals. There was the outside chance that the Cardinals were going to be facing a rookie in Tyler Shuck in week 1. So they're going to go with the veteran Rattler. That's not going to last very long. I think they're just doing the bridge quarter. No, and I didn't mean that as a shot at Spencer Rattler. I just think they're going to do the thing where they have a bridge for the first couple of weeks of the season, and then they'll hand the reins off to the rookie.
I'll say it as a little dig at Spencer Rattler. It's not going to last very long.
He has all of the worst tendencies as a quarterback to try to make the big play happen.
He really does.
And he doesn't have that governor.
Yeah.
Right? The best quarterbacks who have that type of I can make any throw on the field, they have at least a little bit of a governor that stops them from doing that.
You do. It has become a negative term, but you need game manager in you.
I need a little bit. You can't be 100%
gunslinger.
You can't be Josh Rosen UCLA. You just can't be that quarterback.
That's where Spencer's. That's what he's been.
Right.
Everywhere he's been.
And so I need you to just have a little bit of, can I get a little Mark Sanchez? Right? Less Josh Rosen UCLA, a little more Mark Sanchez New York Jets. Like, give me more game manager.
Back-to-back AFC title games for Mark Sanchez.
That's what I'm saying. Just give me a little more of that, and maybe you would not just be a bridge quarterback.
Browns with a big cut today. Cut veteran wide receiver Deontay Johnson.
Man, Deontay Johnson.
What a, fall from grace for Deontay Johnson.
Talented player. Productive player. Can't get out of his own way. Legitimately, I need you to look this up. What number team was that? 5? Pittsburgh, right? He went to Carolina, if I'm remembering the path correctly. There was a brief stint in Baltimore where, if you remember correctly, he didn't play, but he was there.
Houston. And now
Cleveland.
That's 5.
So 5 teams. Did I get them all right? Those are the 5?
Yeah.
Did I get them in the right order?
Pittsburgh, Carolina, Baltimore, Houston, Cleveland. Yeah.
Look at me. That's impressive right off the dome right there.
He had 2 grabs in Houston. He only 1 game.
Give me his best year in Pittsburgh. Statistically, what was his best year in Pittsburgh?
It was probably 2021 where he had 107 grabs for 1,100 yards and 8 touchdowns. It's a great year. For 107 grabs in Pittsburgh, and I want to say
2021.
That's Big Ben?
No, I think that's Mason Rudolph. Just look up the 2021 Steelers. That might be first year at Kenny Pickett.
It's not, because that was the year Pickett and those guys went to the Peach Bowl.
It can't still be Big Ben, could it?
I think that's still Big Ben. Give me a second. Yeah, it's Ben Roethlisberger started 16 games.
Wow. So end of career Big Ben, Deontay Johnson, 1,100-yard receiver. And Big Ben wasn't putting up MVP numbers at that stage of his career.
He wasn't horrible. 65% completion percentage, 22 touchdowns, 10 picks. Say it with me. That's what we put Kyler in the playoffs with yesterday, is it not?
22 touchdowns, 10 picks. How many yards did he throw?
3,700.
Those are around the Kyler numbers, yeah. Those were around the Kyler numbers from yesterday on the ESPN story. I think it was 3,900 yards. It was 22 touchdowns and 10
Rudolph
picks.
did start 1 game, by the way.
All right, so I knew Mason was there. I knew he was there. I thought that he got a bulk of those starts that time. But yeah, just a fall from grace for Deontay Johnson.
By the way, so I'm in the Steelers passing stats.
So you're deep in the weeds. Yes,
Chris Boswell got an attempt that year. Didn't complete it, but got an attempt.
And that's what you can expect next week when we do the NFL News Dump. Every Tuesday, 12:15, the hottest stories in the world of football, the NFL News Dump. When we come back, what might the future hold for a guy who's having a pretty good August? That's next. The lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
Ready to tackle each morning with the best sports information coming at you?
I'm going to take a logical approach.
Get that weekday mornings on KDUS AM 1060 from 6 to 9 a.m. with the Dan Patrick Show. Dan Patrick, the Danettes, sports icons, sports legends, celebrities, poll questions. The Dan Patrick Show has it all.
It's a crapshoot.
Be sure to lock your dials to AM 1060 or 100.7 HD2 from 6 to 9 a.m. Mornings just got better.
This story is about us.
Have you noticed all of a sudden there's a bunch of lawyers saying they're going to fight for you? Yeah, until you read the fine print below them. Hi, I'm Mark Breyer.
And I'm Alexis Breyer. We're the husband and wife law team. If you look closely at that fine print, you'll see not an attorney in this state or not a law firm.
You never trust your future in the hands of someone other than a serious, experienced trial lawyer. And you definitely can't trust someone who won't even tell you who they are.
Do your research after a serious injury. Call the husband and wife law team first.
9 Inch Nails. Live at Footprint Center, September 16th. Get tickets now at NIN.com. 9 Inch Nails, live in Phoenix. Peel It Back World Tour 2025.
America. We are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. By honoring your sacred vocation of business, you impact your family, your friends, and your community. At Grand Canyon University, our MBA degree program is 100% online, with emphases in business analytics and finance to help you reach your goals. Find your purpose at GCU. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Turn up the action at Arizona's hottest casinos. The Diamond Rewards Card from Desert Diamond Casino is the only club where you can earn exclusive benefits like free play, dining, and so much more. Just one card unlocks all 5 dazzling locations, including the brand new Desert Diamond White Tanks. One club, 5 destinations. The Diamond Rewards Club at Desert Diamond Casino.
An enterprise of the Donna Alton Nation.
Bet with your head, not over it. Call 1-800-9STEP.
We finally switched to T-Mobile because with them, we can be connected here and there.
¡Listos todos! Estas son las mañanitas.
Now we just need to harmonize.
Switch today. Get 4 Samsung Galaxy S25 phones with Galaxy AI. Plus, get 4 lines for just $25 per line. Visit a store, T-Mobile.com, or call 1-800-T-Mobile. 1-800-T-Mobile. For well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes and fees and $35 per line connection charge. Minimum 4 lines on plan. Contact us of canceling lines. Plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Summer's here, and SRP wants to remind you that swim safety starts with W. That's right, W, as in Water Watcher. Keep pool time a good time by designating an adult who can swim and knows CPR. Be sure they avoid distractions, always scan the swimming area, and ensure that the pool gate stays locked. Assigning a water watcher is a simple step to help prevent drownings and keep everyone safe around pools. To get more water safety tips, visit srp.net/pool.
On your ride home from work, join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Bierstein.
If we owned our own football team called the Angry Roosters, and we kept signing people to contracts, and they weren't honoring their contracts and kept demanding raises, at what point do we throw our hands up and just say no to everybody? We signed you to a contract, play out your contract, and that's it. You earn a better contract on your next one, we'll pay you for that.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
One of the bright spots of the game last night for the Arizona Diamondbacks, Lourdes Gurriel. Another 3 RBIs, another home run. He's up to 80 on the season, up to 19 home runs. And don't look now, but is having an absolutely fantastic month of August. Producer Evan, I've got the numbers here for you. What would you do with a 273 hitting, 316 on base, 862 OPS player? Because that's the player that Lourdes Gurriel has been in the month of August. After having an OPS of 628 in July, 676 in June, just struggling, really going through it to the point where you wondered, boy, Are the Diamondbacks going to want to trade this guy? Are the Diamondbacks really going to want this player back? He's got, another year on his deal after this one? Is this a player that the Diamondbacks can count on? Well, he's having a fantastic August. He had a great May, had a 910 OPS in May, and he's ending this season on a good note. And he's got a very important decision because he can opt out of his deal at the end of the year. He has an opt-out that triggers at the end of this season. He is due $13 million next year. There is a club option for a year after that. But one more guaranteed year, and at the end of this year, he can choose to opt in or opt out of the remainder of this deal. Now, if you asked me in June, if you asked me in July, I would have said it is a slam dunk. He's opting into that deal because I don't know if he's going to get $13 million on the open market. He's struggling. He's probably going to want that guaranteed cash. An 862 OPS in the month of August. He's hit 7 home runs this month, driven in 32 RBIs. Just RBI. You don't add the plural S. I've been told this because it's runs batted in. It's already plural.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I make the mistake all the time. I've been just doing it since I was a kid. Just RBIs. No.
RBIs.
Just RBI. Because it's runs batted in. It's not run batted in.
I'm not changing it. I'm going with RBIs.
Well, hold on. We need to be grammatically correct here. It's what we do for a living. We mass communicate. We have to be saying words correctly. You can't just say
who cares. But you wouldn't say 1 runs batted in. You'd say 1 run batted in.
Right. You would say 1 RBI.
Yes, but that's grammatically incorrect.
But I hear you. I'm with you. I'm with you. So maybe there's another way to say it.
That's what I'm saying. I think saying, oh, he had 1 RBI today and saying, oh, he had 2 RBIs is then adding the S2 runs.
So then maybe you can't say, maybe you say he drove in a run. Maybe you can't say he had 1 RBI. You can't say that. That wouldn't work grammatically.
I'm saying RBIs.
So he's got 32 RBI in the month of August. I will try to be grammatically correct.
I hate it.
You can hate it. It's still grammatically the correct thing to say.
Sounds bad.
So he had 32 RBI in the month of August so far. He's having a great month. If he has a great September, do you not think he's going to opt out? He's going to hit 20 home runs. He's at 19 already. There's an outside chance at 90 RBIs. 90 RBI. I just did it again. He's hitting 250 for the year. He's got a 724 OPS for the season. He could get that up maybe somewhere near 750 by the time it's all said and done, maybe a little bit higher, depending on how hot he stays in the month of September. That player, with those 2 months, right-handed hitting outfield DH option, he's going to have a market. He's going to opt out of this deal. Now, here's the question that I would ask. Is that a good thing for the Diamondbacks or a bad thing for the Diamondbacks? Is it a good thing to free yourself up the $13 million that he's owed next season? Or is it a bad thing that you have a hole in left field that you need to fill? You have another position that you have to go out there and acquire. He is 31. He is a little bit older. We think 2026 isn't going to be the most outstanding year for the Diamondbacks. So you have him. He's potentially trade bait at the end of the season, or near the trade deadline, I should say. There is a world where keeping him does make some sense. But if he opts out, is it going to be the end of the world? Is it going to be a disaster if he opts out and the Diamondbacks have $13 million to put someplace else into next season? Perhaps that gets that starter that you're looking for. Probably need a little more than that.
It saves them money. And from the numbers, and this month has been great.
Oh,
but
I mean,
when you take a look at the whole season.
Sure, the whole season, he's hitting 250. He does have.
It's hard to sit here and argue like that's the guy we want to bring back.
He has the most home runs that he's had in the month of August. The 32 runs batted in. How about that? I'll just do it that way. Is the most he's had in a single month this season by a far number. In May, which is his other best month from this season, he had 17. The player that he's been in August is the player that the Diamondbacks want to keep around. Just can you accept the slow start that he got off to? the slow middle of the season in June and July when the season was teetering and they could have used a little offensive boost and they weren't getting it from him. I just wonder if this organization would be better off looking at this and saying, you know what, the $13 million to be able to spend it someplace else may be better for us. And we wish Lourdes the best. He was a great Diamondback, helped us at a very key era of Diamondbacks baseball, but he's going to get better than that on the open market because I think he opts out. If he has a good September, I think he's opting out. If he has another month similar to the month that he had in August and he's got a 20, 25 home run season, he's near 90 RBI, he has an OPS at 730, 740, I think he's going to opt out. And he's going to get paid more than that on the open market. And at that point, Diamondbacks won't bring him back because they won't want to spend that money. They'll take that money and reinvest it someplace else. That's at least how I feel.
I just think that, and I don't disagree with you because they have they just have so many other holes.
You're just adding
offense with Lourdes or without Lourdes is not the biggest concern.
No, but I just have another position that I need to figure out, right? I'm already going into an offseason where
teach Lawler how to play the outfield.
I mean, you don't need to tell us that. You're going to have a position battle for first base. You're going to have a position battle for third base. I think center field is up in the air. Do you really want to add left field? Oh, by the way, you've got 2 starters that you probably need to replace. Your bullpen, you may want to add an arm or 2. Can you realistically do all of that in one offseason? Now, you're going to use some internal options, right?
Most internal options.
First base is going to be potentially Locklear
or ADC.
Or maybe the team's not going to give up on Pavin Smith out there. So you have internal options. Alec Thomas could very well be the starting center fielder for this team next year. They could just go with the internal option. Jordan Lawler could learn to play third, or learn to play left, I should say, or play third. You have Blaze Alexander as a utility infielder. I mean, there are ways to use the internal options and not spend all of the money that you have on these spots. But just the more things you add to the list of question marks, the less likely you're going to be able to address all of them comfortably. That's the worry that I have. But I think I'd be good with the $13 million coming back if Lourdes opted out of this deal and the Diamondbacks could use that money to go sign either a different left fielder or sign a starter or use that money to get a reliever. I mean, I think most of the money would be invested in the pitching side, would be my guess, because the prospect side is better hitting. They have more prospects on the hitting side.
Certainly.
So you feel like
they're thin at pitcher.
You would assume more internal options to solve their needs on the hitting side.
And
Third
Lourdes,
base, first base.
Lourdes obviously fills a spot. It's not really up to the team.
No, it's up to him.
And $13 million gives them a player that they could bring in, like Lourdes, to fill that spot.
Sure, but they could also take that 13 and whatever money they're going to have available and get a starter and get somebody.
Which they probably need more.
That's something that they're going to need to address, I think, more urgently than who's going to play left field for them next season. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. We've got one more before we are out of here today on the show, and we hand things off to Jim Rome at the top of the hour. It is the leftovers, all the stories that we didn't get to throughout the course of the show. We will get to them next. It's the lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
The Varsity Sports Show with Vince D'Alessio is your hub for everything high school and college sports. Join Vince and friends as they give you the full picture on student athletes and where they're heading. Live interviews with coaches across the valley.
Asking some of the tough questions.
Varsity recaps and in-depth interviews with tomorrow's sports stars. The Varsity Sports Show with Vince D'Alessio. Live every Saturday morning from 9 to 11 a.m. Here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Head coach Brian Wright and the Lumberjacks are setting a new standard in Flagstaff.
Happy with our attitude, our effort, how we've come together as a football team.
Join us Saturday. The Lumberjacks invade Arizona State to battle the Sun Devils. Our coverage begins at 6 on your home for Lumberjack football.
Gives us way into the end zone. Touchdown, Lumberjacks.
The NAU Lumberjacks Sports Network from Learfield.
Jaw-dropping stunts, high-flying tricks, heart-pounding excitement. Nitro Circus is back. The all-new off-the-rails tour. Gravity-defying thrill seekers and world-class daredevils at the top of their game. FMX, BMX, skate, scooter, and everything in between. Experience all new competitions that pit the best against the best in never-been-done showdowns. Nitro Circus. Friday, December 5th. Desert Diamond Arena. Join the action at Ticketmaster.com.
The Mazda More to Move You sales event is going on now at Mark Mazda in Scottsdale. Right now, receive 1.9% financing for up to 60 months on the brand new 2025 Mazda CX-50 or CX-50 Hybrid.
Or receive $10,000 off the top of MSRP when you lease a brand new 2025 Mazda CX-70 or CX-90 plug-in hybrid. Think of how low your payment will be with those savings. Go to markmazdascottsdale.com.
The name to remember, Mark Mazda, Mark Mazda, on approved credit plus $998.50.
Okay, quiz fans, what's one word to describe Whataburger's new prickly pear raspberry Whata-Fresher? Is the best word refreshing? Or does the real raspberry make you say tangy? Or perhaps the sweet prickly pear fruit is simply delicious? Actually, the only word to describe it is quenchy, tangy, sweet, delicious. And that may sound like 4 words, but we used hyphens. Introducing new Whata-Freshers from Whataburger. Whataburger. Available for a limited time.
James Out West, your desert destination for sports here in the Valley.
You've seen Shador. We've all seen him. He's, kind of everybody gravitates toward him.
He's got aura.
There we go. Thank you, as the young kids say. He's just there doing his job. He shows up early. He stays late. He's not posting it on social media to post it on social media to say, look at me. What you see is when he shows up to a neighborhood in which just got burned down, the apartment complex, and he sets up food trucks. I can't wait to see what happens for him, and I think that they have a good foundation for the future.
It's James Out West, every other Monday night from 6 to 7 p.m., right here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
It is how we wrap up every single day here on the show. It's all the stories that we didn't get to throughout the course of the program. We call it leftovers. Producer Evan puts them all together, and then he has the docket for us that we run through. And he, in my ear during the break, said, I'm going to love how he starts the leftovers here. So with that in mind, let's see how much I love it.
Both RBI and RBIs are considered grammatically correct for the plural form. Though RBIs is more common in the modern usage, the debate stems from how to handle pluralization of initialisms, acronyms pronounced as separate letters.
I love it. I appreciate it. So we can use both.
You can use both.
I can say RBIs, and all of the people who yell at me about it, they're also wrong.
And the examples they're giving, which are very much different from RBIs, are WMDs, weapons of mass destruction.
Okay, that's an interesting example to use.
Yes, these are just the ones.
I know you're just reading off the internet, but I just not the one I would have started with.
And it's POWs was the next one.
Okay, yeah, no, so so RBI is fine. RBIs
is also fine.
Also okay.
Yeah.
All right. What a great way to start the leftovers.
Yeah.
Get to the bottom of that.
News for your Mets. I don't know if you just saw this, but Jonah Tong is being called up.
No, I did not see this.
Yes.
I have been off social media. Okay.
John Heyman just tweeted it.
All right. So that's a good move ahead of the month of September. Rosters are going to expand here in a couple of days across baseball.
You're going to see a lot of this.
And you're going to see a lot of top prospects for teams get opportunities because teams can add 2 guys to their roster. They can add a hitter and a pitcher on September 1st. Rosters go from 26 to 28. That's not obviously what this move is, but with September 1st being around the corner, you're going to start to see some guys get a chance. And I do expect Jordan Lawler to probably be that player for the Diamondbacks on September 1.
So Bleacher Report wrote a story this morning. Top trade packages for Jacoby Myers after the Raiders wide receiver request a trade.
Now, remember, the Raiders have said they're not trading him, but yes, we should do these exercises.
I'll always want to do these exercises because do you need a 1,000-yard receiver?
Who doesn't?
Pick up the phone and start dialing.
You know what? I wish I had it on the board. I don't have it on the board here.
Okay, here are the teams. The Cowboys.
Really? How about we sign Micah Parsons first?
I was going to say, don't they have enough?
How about we take care of our own players before we trade and extend Jacoby Myers.
The Minnesota Twins. The Minnesota Vikings.
I was just going to say, the Minnesota Twins are trading for Jacoby Myers? That's bold.
The Minnesota Vikings. This one, at first, you're like, why?
They're not going to have Jordan Addison.
They don't have Jordan Addison for a minute. And then you can move Myers, maybe.
Or just have 3 really good receivers for your young quarterback who probably needs all the help he can get.
I was going to say, but you also have a young quarterback who essentially is a rookie coming off an ACL tear.
So you want to surround him with the best infrastructure possible.
Are you a JJ believer?
What does that mean in your mind?
Like, I think they could still be a playoff team with JJ this year.
I do not think that.
Okay.
So does that make me a JJ hater?
No, I don't think you're a hater. Like, it's tough to find believer. Do you think JJ could take him to the playoffs in 2 years?
I think it's certainly possible, yes.
Okay. So you're not a JJ fan?
I'm not particularly a JJ fan, but I would not consider myself a hater.
Okay.
I think he can be fine.
Yeah. I mean, listen, perfect situation.
I wouldn't have used the first round pick on him.
They can make the playoffs this year with JJ at the helm, in my mind, just because of the things surrounding him. Like, I don't know if you can say that there is a quarterback who's been thrown into a better offensive situation than he's going to get thrown into in Minnesota.
Fair.
Plays in a dome with the best receiver tandem in the league, if not top 2 or 3. An offensive mind that you and I believe is, if not the best, the second best in football.
He's very good. Yes. No. I agree.
It's just not going to get better than that.
Structurally, he's very well suited to do this. I just think he's coming off
of a very different offense at Michigan.
He's coming off a major injury. He's in year 2. Like last year, they said thanks, but no thanks to Sam Darnold for this kid. There's a lot of pressure that comes with that, and I just don't think it's going to be smooth sailing.
I do think it's funny that who would have thought thanks, but no thanks to Sam Darnold would add pressure.
When the guy is basically an MVP candidate for all of the season except for the final 2 weeks.
Where he was abysmal.
Where he was very bad. In the last game of the year against the Lions and then the postseason game. He was not very good.
The New England Patriots are the 3rd team on this list.
Oh, a little reunion
For Jacoby Myers. The New York Jets are the 4th team.
I mean, they need a wide receiver too.
They need a receiver bad.
You know what? Is there a team on this list that starts with an A and ends with Cardinals?
There is not. Which is where I was going to get through this. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 5th, and the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, well, the 49ers make sense.
I don't know how you don't have the Cardinals. Is it because of Monty, and they just don't think he's ever going to call?
Do it? I mean, fair enough, but boy, I would be making the phone call. Now Matthew, this is the leftover, so I'm allowed to do this. Matthew over on the KDUS YouTube channel says, should I be starting Kyler or JJ in fantasy? I have questions about the rest of your team. Like, I don't know if that's going to be what's going to make or break us. Like, you better have superstars everywhere else if our quarterback tandem is Kyler Murray and JJ McCarthy. Do we wait on a quarterback? Did we just
I'm a waiter on quarterbacks.
I am a waiter unless it's, for me this year, there are 2 guys. Now, I'm in a dynasty league where I have Jordan Love.
Okay.
So
nice.
I don't need to, we just draft the rookies every year.
Yeah.
And then I'm in another.
The dynasty leagues are very fun.
I'm in another dynasty league where you only have a certain number of keepers.
Okay.
And I have Lamar in that league.
Okay.
So I'm never really in the quarterback market, but if I was going to be in the quarterback market, there are 2 that I would go early for. And that's Burrow and Lamar. Everybody else, I'll wait. If somebody wants to take Josh Allen early, go ahead. Somebody wants to take Mahomes early, go ahead.
And it's a fear. Like, Josh is a runner. It's a fear of just what they have in the receiver room with Josh.
And it's just, I just think Lamar gives me more overall value.
100%.
And Burrow's just going to throw the ball 400 times a game.
I was going to say, Cincinnati has to score 1 billion points.
Right.
And Baltimore, like, he's just the best runner I've ever seen. So, as quarterback. And so that's makes him the number 1.
Now, I still don't think I would take either of those guys in the first round of a draft. The earliest I would take them is round 2.
Oh my gosh, no.
But
I would I'll be honest with you, I would never draft a quarterback in the first 2 rounds.
I tend to wait till at least round 3 or 4 if I'm even going to consider it.
I have Bo Nix in my 1 league.
It's not bad.
I like Nix. He can do a little bit, but I waited quite a bit. Sad news out of Carolina today. They have cut Hunter Renfrow.
He was making a return.
He was making a return. They have released Hunter Renfrow.
The Raiders are just bringing guys back. Bring him back.
I think the Raiders should bring him back. I think the Cardinals should give him a call.
The Cardinals need another wide receiver. The Cardinals need another wide receiver. I don't know how many times I need to say it.
I heard that Renfro was lighting it up in camp.
Well, released today, part of cut day. The team's got 40 seconds to get their cuts in. I think everybody's done.
Does Hunter Renfro have the biggest catch in college football history?
One of them, certainly on the short list. That is going to do it for us here, this edition of the show. Jim Rome, he's coming up next. Producer Evan, thank you for all that you do. Everybody, have a great rest of your Tuesday. We'll talk to you tomorrow. See you.
Thank you.